All right, hey everybody, good morning. My name is Jim Hopkinson, and I'm going to talk to you about the latest workplace trends and the skills that you need to take advantage of those. You ready? All right, so I've got about 6 or 7 titles right now, but the most important one today is that I'm your co-organizer and your co-host, so again, welcome and thank you. And there's 3 new trends that I've been seeing, and I'm going to talk about that today, and then kind of go through my career and how I kind of capitalized on that, but it's also skills that you should have as well. Front cover of Forbes, 54% of millennials, a lot of young people here, want to start a business or already started one. 96% of women say they want an independent lifestyle. The second new trend, new companies. Startups have surged, so new companies have surged 60% after a 6-year decline. And there's now 400 million people like you worldwide, entrepreneurs wanting to do their own thing. The third trend is a new attitude about this type of work. So a cover of Fast Company calls it the secrets of Generation Flux. And it's kind of the mindset that embraces this change and says, bring it on. And also, they asked the guy, are you afraid of you're going to get fired? He's like, no, that's the point. You don't want to be afraid about this. So we're in this revolution. And you're going to find out what skills you need. I'm going to do it in the form of a number and then 2 words. So let's get started. So the first thing you need, we're going to start back in the day, is geek cred. So I was a geek before geeks were cool. I literally won a Rubik's Cube contest when I was in high school. But all of you guys here need some geek cred, whether it's building a website or harnessing technology. So geek cred is very important to learn those skills. But you might be saying, well, Jim, it's the recession. So this is a chart of the unemployment rate. And I graduated back here, and it was 8%. And for 17 years, it didn't get any higher than that. So I had to be resourceful and figure out, how can I get my first job? So my first job was literally taking tech support calls, 10,000 tech support calls. And so what I learned from that job is solve problems. So as you're deciding what business you're going to do, make sure it solves a problem. From there, the number 3 comes up. I was the 3rd employee at a startup. You might be like, ooh, I love startups. Was it like Berserk? Did they have like a rock band room? And did they have a napping station? And was there a slide that went from one part of the company to the next part? And it's like, no, this was 1994. This is pre-Google, this is pre-internet. My office looked something like this, guys. It was a CD-ROM interactive training program. And after 4 years there, I said, you know what, these CD-ROM things, I don't know where they're going. I bet this internet thing might be kind of interesting though. So the next thing I did is set goals. It's very important to set a goal. I went out on New Year's Day 1998 and I wanted 3 things. I said, I want to work in this new internet thing, I want to move to a completely new city, and I want to pursue my dream job. Fast forward, I ended up 3,000 miles away from Boston to Seattle, and just embracing change. I didn't know anyone that lived there. I didn't know how the company was going to work out. I had never lived anywhere else in the Boston area. So a very important thing for you guys as you're building your business to embrace that change, that uncertainty. So the little company that I went to see was called ESPN.com. That was just kind of emerging then. So I was obsessed about sports, so I got to talk about sports every day. I got to go to the Super Bowl and work remotely and go on all these cool parties. And so it was never boring because every day was great. But then I moved to New York City, right? 8 million people, the new media capital of the world. And that's what you guys have to be thankful for. You guys live in this area, the amazing resources you have for things like this. However, sometimes there's a downside. I literally signed the lease on my apartment the day before 9/11. Now, everyone has a story about that, how they kind of learned from it or recovered from it. But for me, it was just like seize the day. So for you guys, don't wait another day to start that business or pursue something you love because you don't know what's going to happen. About 2007, I moved to Wired.com. And because I said, digital media and digital publishing, I love technology, I'm obsessed with that. And I see some confused looks. I'm the guy on the right. And people forget that it's just been 5 years since 2007 to now that social media came about. That Twitter and Facebook, I helped launch their iPhone app and the iPad app and started a podcast. And so you can use this to launch your business. And then I read a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, and I started talking about this independent lifestyle. And he's like, you can work from Buenos Aires and take tango lessons, and you can work from a co-working space. I said, that sounds pretty awesome. So I had all these side projects going on while I was working full time, was able to transition, and literally did what he said. I worked in a co-working space, I ate at cafes, met people from London and took them tango dancing, and that was pretty awesome. So you guys can do it if I can do it. So Buenos Aires is pretty cool. So lastly, I'm not going to be the one running a group, but I'm going to be floating around today. My website, which just launched yesterday, I think, officially rebranded jimhopkinson.com. My blog is thehopkinsonreport.com. My specialty is how to negotiate your salary. So I have a book called Salary Tutor, and that's me. Thank you so much for coming.